Okay, we're just waiting for the thing to actually start. I don't know if it'll start on time, but we'll see. Seems we still have to wait for 5 minutes, so I'm not sure why they put the countdown for 7:25. If we're gonna have, maybe they want people to come into the room or something. Who knows? What kind of surprises me is that a lot of people are more hyped up about the 3.0 drip marketing than whatever is coming out in 2.7. But we'll talk about that later. Because there's a few things I want to bring up with. I keep forgetting the name of the place. Amphoreus? That's the new. That's the new planet we're going to in 3.0. Yeah, it's Amphoreus. I wonder whether they're gonna hint that here. But it might be a bit too early to draw. I mean, we're only getting that in a assuming 2.7 is the last patch of the patch 2.
It's finally sparkling clean! Huh? Who is ruining the conductor's work?
Though this feather does look similar in shape to my ear feathers, it is of a different color, and thus unlikely to be mine.
So officially they're
Come
called
on,
ear
conductor.
feathers.
You know
That's
me.
something we did.
I care more about my hair than anyone else. If I was really shedding that much, I'd be jumping out of my chair right now. Hey, you feather shedder! Who are...
Oh man, this anxiety is making me lose hair!
So, it's
Are feathers
you!
considered hair? I don't know. I'm curious how they're gonna treat Sunday.
Welcome to the party car, nameless. Would you like to have a drink, a snack, or commence party time? We may not be able to get a party started right now, but please feel free to relax and unwind here.
The stars are numerous, and yet widely scattered. Dreams of a past life are now all gone. Though the cosmos stretches far and wide, as long as we hold each other in our thoughts, there will always be a chance for reunion.
I'm just gonna let this play out before I talk
Before I
over it.
leave Penacony, I'd like to take some time to look back.
Who knows who's been offended? Blames, pins on him with a dozen rumors going around.
Echoes of the past, you need not fade away. Follow me. To the stars! Should one desire to leave the stage for good,
One must first step back onto the stage.
Have you ever thought about making them pay?
All seeing presence. I ask you this.
Okay, I've got some ideas about that. But it's really fast. So there's two things I'm generally interested in as far as the story is concerned. I want to know how they're going to deal with Sunday's story arc. Well, will we get like a redemption thing, or is he just gonna go really down that road of this is what I want to do, and you know. So I'm curious about that. I'm also curious about how they're going to deal with Tingyun, especially whether they're going to go like super deep into what she's been doing, or where she's been. And I'm curious whether it's gonna be part of the main story in 2.7, or is it gonna be something hidden behind an event? Because in the past couple of patches, I guess, a lot of the Xianzhou storyline has been playing out as part of the event. So I'm kind of curious whether Tingyun is going to have that treatment.
Owlbert, wake up! It's time to do the introductions.
So I'm curious about that part of the story at least.
Where am I?
Oh, Owlbert. Once upon a time, you were the center of attention. You owned the mic, and the whole cosmos was at your feet. When your mic was on, even IPC execs had to make way for you.
I'm starting to remember something. And who are you guys?
You even forgot us? I'm March 7th.
long time no see, everyone. I am Sunday.
Hello, everyone! I'm Pom-Pom, conductor of the Astral
Hi,
Express.
chat.
It's a pleasure to be a part of the special
Yes,
program.
Tingyun.
Well, since
I mean,
Albert lost his memory,
You know, there are people
I'll
who
be the
summon
host
for
this
meta,
time.
there's people who
That way
summon
I'll
for
get paid
design,
double.
and Tingyun has a pretty good design,
Suddenly
but I'm
remember
probably
everything.
going to go for Sunday all the way.
Ooh, and whether or not your world has the concept of a week, good Monday, good Sunday, and good every day in between.
I mean, I heard
Welcome
Sunday
to
is
the
kind of like a
version
Bronya.
2.7, a new venture on the 8th dawn.
So I'm curious whether
Special
there's going to
program.
be any
Oh.
themes.
I see that Mr. Owlbert has recovered.
He even improved his lines. Is that the power of a salary?
I'm also curious why it's Sunday,
Stop.
March, and Pom Pom
going.
rather than
This special program
Sunday
where
and
I get to
Tingyun.
see everyone is what I look forward to the most every season. Some light amnesia is nothing compared to this show.
Aww. Come to think of it, it's really emotional to share the stage with Mr. Sunday again. The performance in the Penacony Grand Theater still seems like just yesterday. I didn't realize it's been so long.
When did March 7th suddenly get so sentimental?
Hey, it's normal for cute girls like me to get sentimental. Now, Mr. Sunday, you aren't gearing up to make headlines again,
I don't really
are
want to.
you?
I don't really want to
But
talk
if
over
you
this
wanna
just in
promote a
case they say
seven-day
something
weekend,
important. So
I think I'd
just
be
gonna
down
let
for
it
that.
just play out.
Well,
Oh, and I also saw Miss Tingyun in the trailer. She's wearing such a gorgeous dress. I really wonder what she went through.
Slow down, March 7th. Let's get to those one at a time. Firstly, let's get reacquainted with an old friend who's been out of the spotlight for a while.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, isn't it? The whole thing actually takes place over a couple of weeks. I mean, we feel like it's months, but in reality, it's just been a couple of weeks. I'm also curious whether he still has the abilities from, you know,
Do you all
From
remember at the end of
the
version
harmony and all that.
2.3, the great Madam Jade rescued Sunday and gave
Hello
him
there,
such
Mason.
kind and caring advice? Oh,
How are you doing?
child, go see what this world is truly like.
Imaginary harmony?
Mr. Sunday, aren't you gonna say anything? Why do I feel like that's not how things played out?
I wonder whether these vines have anything to do
he's
with
just telling the story from
the
a
same thing
different
as
perspective.
Luocha's coffin.
Perhaps what that Lady Bonajade said was true.
Hmm.
Descend to the mortal realm and walk their lands. See what this world is truly like. That did change
See a
my
lot of
perspective on
vines like
Penacony.
around his
Teach me a
design.
great deal.
I wonder whether that's gonna
Remember,
reveal anything
I'm
about
no
the
longer the
vines in.
head
I
of
mean,
the
we
old
know
family,
what is in Luocha's
but a mere
coffin, right?
escaped
But
fugitive.
you don't know why they're vines.
And you're just gonna walk around in broad daylight like that? Aren't you afraid of being caught by the family?
It seems Mr. Sunday was able to return to Penacony thanks to the secret aid of a Pepeshi named 1 Week.
I see. So, Mr. Sunday still had an ace up his sleeve?
I've lived in Penacony for so long. I still have some connections that are willing to look out for me once in a while.
Seems like your robe and hood are also there to conceal your identity.
It's more like a representation of his
Indeed, wise
burden.
conductor.
Yeah, it could be that.
My original outfit stands out far too much.
It could be like the
I need to
like a
disguise myself
reference to
somewhat
like the
to
Crown
avoid
of
stirring
Thorns
up
kind of thing.
unnecessary troubles.
Oh,
Very possible.
I thought it was because his original suit got made into the Sicardos Relived Ordeal relic set. And he had to get a new outfit, because he's got no clothes left.
Mr. Sunday was once the Bronze Melodia and spent years listening to others' confessions, and yet he's now an escaped convict. This must
So
be a
he's an
brand new
escaped
experience for
convict,
someone who
which means somebody broke him out or he broke himself out.
Family.
Okay.
The crew totally knows how that feels. Bellabog was once plastered with our wanted posters. But I'm curious what Mr. Sunday's wanted poster would look like.
The family most likely did not make a big show of this. In order to preserve the dreamscape's stability and avoid arousing too much suspicion.
Luocha's vine came
Wait,
from a
no
fragment of
posters?
propagation. Yeah.
Trust me, it's a very unique experience.
But I've
to
always
find
wondered
wanted
what,
posters of yourself.
you know, Tezzeront has to
Should
do
I
with a
get
bunch of
someone to
vines.
draw one for Mr. Sunday?
Is it just a bunch of vines that
That
he's
would not be
using the
necessary.
power of propagation to
Actually,
just
I heard some
endlessly,
strange rumors
you know,
circulating
multiply?
around Penacony. Something like Mr. Sunday got hit
IPC
by
more
a
likely.
car and is
Oh yeah, in the
resting, and the
I think what
culprit
batch
of
was it? We saw
traffic
Jade speaking
accident
to
ran away.
Sunday while he's all chained up, right?
What
So yeah,
a
it's possible.
strange
It's
rumor.
IPC.
There was no traffic accident. It was all about the power of the...
He said something about a Pepeshi helping him escape. I think that one is the person who brought him back to
You
Penacony.
won't be stirring
And
up
I have a
trouble
feeling
in
it's
Penacony
both
this
this.
time, right, Mr. Sunday?
Of course not. It's not just the Astral Express and Penacony that woke up from Anna's dream. I woke up too. Having discarded the blessings from both the harmony and order, I will now pursue the utopia of my dreams as a mere mortal. I have returned to Penacony this time only because I wish to complete a final performance before I embark on a new venture on the 8th dawn.
Seems like the version name has a deeper meaning this time.
Yep. It's curious. Then please experience the story for yourself in the game. And for more tidbits on the journey Sunday took to pursue his dreams, as well as the story of how he fell into thorny paths many times, but climbed back out every
Maybe
time.
with a hint of abundance?
He'll show it all in the mirror.
Yeah, because we know it's a piece of Tezeron, but we don't really know what that mass of vines actually is. Maybe he's growing something in there. Maybe a, like what you said, maybe it's a piece of abundance
character
that
following the path of harmony. When using my technique in the overworld, I will leave a halo that buffs my teammates. My skill causes one designated ally character and their summon to immediately take action and increases their damage down.
Oh, he's a summon buffer, which means everything in 3.0 is probably gonna be, super good with
be aware that
this
when
guy.
Sunday uses his skill on allied characters following the path of harmony, they are not able
Everything
to
in
immediately take
3.0 is
action.
gonna be a bunch of
March
summoner
7th,
characters, right?
don't you think those golden figures that fly out when Mr. Sunday flips his book look kind of familiar?
Oh, I never
I
thought
really
that
like
one
Sunday's
day I'd
design.
see those
Like,
things on our
looks really nice.
side.
When using my ultimate, I shall spread my wings and regenerate energy for one ally character. That blessed character and their summon will become the Beatified for a number of my turns. Ally targets who have become the Beatified shall bear a halo and have their crit damage increased.
Oh, if Mr.
Yeah,
Sunday
he's
can make
definitely
summons
somebody who's gonna be
immediately take
buffing
action and bless
some
them.
summon characters.
Can you do that with Miss Topaz's Numby?
Of course I can.
Then what about Lingsha's incense beast?
I can do that too.
Then.
Yeah, I mean,
can
have you
do
seen
that to Albert
the
as a summon of the
Trailblazer
special
Remembrance?
program?
I don't know if I like the
Mr.
design of
Albert
the
doesn't mind
summon,
immediate
but
increase to his workload.
I have a lot to talk about that, but I'm not gonna, bring it up here.
Now that we've talked about Sunday, it's time to get reacquainted with Miss Tingyun.
I'm focusing on pulling
Or should I say,
Fugue or Tingyun.
Fugue.
I don't know. I hold on. Let's watch this first. I want to summon both, but I don't have all the resources in the world.
I
Fire
miss Miss
Nihility?
Tingyun so much.
Why is Miss Tingyun in Penacony?
Well, that's a long story. Miss Tingyun literally had one foot in the grave after her encounter with Fantelia. It's only thanks to the Genius Society's Madame Ron May that she regained a chance at life.
Madame Ron May is indeed a genius in the life sciences.
Not long ago, Himiko and Welt met Miss Tingyun when they visited Madame Ron May, and we voluntarily took on the task to take Miss Tingyun home.
Oh, that's how she
the
got back.
Express
Okay.
crew for you. Eager to help is basically our middle name.
However, Miss Tingyun wanted to stop somewhere before reaching the Xianzhou,
Where?
so she could calm her thoughts. It happened that the Express needed to pick up supplies at Penacony, so she came with us.
I see. I am curious, however. What is worrying Miss Tingyun?
Oh, maybe it has something to do with this new name? Fugue?
I suppose the name Fugue combines both her regret of not having returned home for so long and her confusion regarding her current identity.
Miss Tingyun doesn't need any help with daily life, but Pom Pom often sees her spacing out on her own, like she's thinking about something really hard.
Indeed.
Doesn't
After a
Fugue
close
just mean
brush
she's
with
lost her
death,
memories? That's
It's
literally
easy
what
to
a
feel
Fugue
that you've
state
become
is,
a
right?
completely different person.
Madame Ron May have healed Miss Tingyun's body. But it looks like her spiritual wounds can only be healed by Miss Tingyun herself.
Passenger March, you and our Grey Trailblazer know Penacony inside and out. So can you two take Miss Tingyun for a stroll to cheer her up? The conductor can't bear to see sad passengers.
Oh, that's right. Penacony, the planet of festivities,
Stop, it's in
is
space now.
the place to get cheered up.
Think of it, why Trailblazer getting their power from memory so early in the New World story?
Get some goof.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about that. But let's get through this first.
Dan, for more details,
I got a lot. I'm gonna make a video about that.
Way
But
back. Please stay tuned for Fugue's Myriad Celestia trailer.
Yay!
Then let's talk about Fugue's abilities.
Fugue is a fire character, following the path of nihility. While she's on the field, allies' attacks against weakness-broken enemies will additionally deal super break damage.
Whoa!
Mahility
After
Super
your
Break.
skill,
Okay.
Fugue can increase an ally character's break effect and give them the Foxy and Prayer effect. At the same time, Fugue's own basic attack will become
So
enhanced.
she's a break
An
div
ally
buffer,
character
basically.
with Foxy and Prayer attacks, there's also a chance to reduce the enemy target's defense.
When using her ultimate, Fugue can deal fire damage to all enemies. And this attack ignores weakness types to reduce all enemies' toughness.
Such gorgeous tails!
At this
Are
point,
there
why even have
nine of
the weakness
It
bar?
appears Madame Ron May
Everyone's
made some
just ignoring the
optimizations when
elements and shit.
resculpting Miss Tingyun's body. Using Fugue's technique in the overworld can inflict
Look at the
daze
pink
on
tail.
enemies in a set radius. Entering battle by attacking dazed enemies will advance Fugue's action and reduce the enemy
A
target's
few say it's
defense.
related to memory loss, and just coincidentally, her technique basically makes people
Aw,
dazed
I just
like they
wanna
have memory
bury
loss.
my face
So
in
that
Miss
seems
Tingyun's tail.
pretty
It
fitting.
looks so fluffy.
The conductor will be upset again if we get fur all over
Because
the
switching out
express.
Runway, I think it depends. Runway is
ruining the
good for
express's
prolonging break and just giving you a flat
Then
up
let us have
buff.
a look at version 2.7's
But-
banners.
In version 2.7's
You know,
first half
Tingyun might be
ordered
very specific to those
Trailblazers
break
can acquire
units
the
that
limited 5-star character Sunday. The
I'm
limited
curious how she would
5-star
work
light
with,
cone of grounded
Firefly.
ascent will also have a boosted drop rate.
The limited 5-star character Genuine is returning. And at the same time, the limited 5-star light cone Before Dawn will become available.
she may be related to
once
Runway.
again.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up
2.7
because
second half warp
so
event,
we know that
Trailblazers
Runway is
can
the one
acquire
that
the limited 5-star
technically brought her
character
back.
Fugue. The limited 5-star light
But the big
cone
question
On
is-
Road Leads Home will also have a boosted drop rate.
In the second half.
Yeah,
the
okay, she's
limited
definitely gonna be
5-star
really
character
good with Firefly.
is
She's having a
returning.
rerun
At the same
with
time, the limited
Tingyun.
5-star light cone Whereabouts Should Dreams Rest will become available once again.
Yay! There's actually a question that's been eating away at me. A new venture on the 8th dawn. Are we venturing out on a new trailblazing expedition again soon?
Just sit tight for now. A quick recap. At the end of the version 2.3 Trailblaze mission, Farewell Penacony, Black Swan recommended that the express crew head to Amphoreus.
Amphoreus. Yep.
Amphoreus, the eternal land. A place where even the Eon of the Trailblaze Akavili failed
Okay.
to reach.
Okay, keep those
In the
two things
version
in mind. The Land of the
2.7
Eternal
Trailblaze mission,
and
a new
Akavili has never
adventure
been
on
there.
the 8th dawn. Navigator
'Cause I have a
Miss
dumb
Himiko
theory related to that.
decides to go seek information about Amphoreus just to be on the safe side. At the same time, the crew stops in Penacony for the last time in preparation for their departure.
Then what about Mr. Sunday?
Well, Mr. Sunday, he is caught by the crew right then and there when he goes out with 1 week. Isn't that a coincidence?
Seems like the Robin Hood didn't do much.
I have to say that the express crew is exceptionally sharp.
Well, if you ask me, getting caught by the express crew isn't a bad thing. In the version 2.7 Trailblaze mission, Sunday's destiny will also change based on the Trailblazers' decisions.
Oh, no, I don't like
Does
that.
the Trailblazer get to make a choice again?
Well, as to what kind of story will unfold among the crew, Tingyun and Sunday.
It's gonna change based on our decisions.
Please see
I always
for
make bad
yourselves
decisions.
in the
This is not gonna be
version
good.
2.7 Trailblaze mission.
Sunday's gonna end up dead.
Don't
Sure.
forget, version 2.7 is the final version before the Express heads to the next stop. It is the epilogue to our holiday in Penacony, as well as the prologue to the brand new story in version 3.0.
Oh!
Ooh.
Therefore, to ensure that everyone has a good experience with the story, this version has added a story recap function.
Oh, they realize the
Before
story is
starting a new
getting
Trailblazer,
super complicated
select
and
to review
not
a
everyone
summary of
remembers what has
previous
been
Trailblazer
happening.
missions.
So they have to
For
add a
example,
recap.
since you've experienced several Trailblaze continuums
It's a good idea. I
and grow
mean,
between versions 2.4
sometimes even
and
I forget there's some of
2.6,
the details.
you can use this function to recall your journey in Penacony before starting the version 2.7 Trailblaze mission.
Oh, I like this. If you want to know how things are going to develop, you should read the story recap first.
Well said! Here's another example. For the show to continue to the next segment,
Unless they teleport there with the space
They
anchor.
have a
Yeah,
recap.
they like to say it's like that's the last time you ever go there, but you can just always turn around.
Amphoreus, the eternal land. A place where even the eon of the Trailblaze Akavili failed to reach.
Navigator Miss Himiko decides to go seek information about Amphoreus just to be on the safe side. Gods may have cast down the flames of wisdom, but the fires of civilization are lit by humanity. Amphoreus, through strife, writes of the intersection of three paths. It is a world where heroes across the land embark on the flame-chased journey together, and where humankind rewrites destiny.
In the legend's beginning, the world was pure chaos.
Oh, we're gonna actually get something about Amphoreus?
Then the
Yes,
gods
okay.
cast down the core flames, and the titans were born within. 3 titans carved the heavens and earth. 3 wove the threads of fate. 3 molded life with their hands, and 3 guided calamity's gate. The titans' blaze enlightened civilizations, and people of all realms thrived endlessly. But the golden age was fleeting, and from beyond the sky came the heretical black tide.
Black Tide, I
Its
wonder what that
gloom
is.
was darker than death itself, driving the titans to madness and the mortals to mutual war. Strife broke out across
Is that
the
a reference to
land,
Caesar?
and a stain of blood consumed the light of dawn. As the gods waged war, the sun itself grew quiet in awe. A millennium of divine conflict left only a shattered world and an age of darkness. The core flames flickered and dimmed, and the age of the gods met its end. Golden blood fell to the ground as a distant prophecy resounded.
That looks like destruction.
Flow, golden
I don't know.
blood, flow. Converge into a boiling river that flows to the heroic heirs of this world. Aglaya the Gold Reaver.
Aglaya, okay,
gently
that's how it's
caress
said.
the holy city's silken web and hearken to the sounds and voices of destiny. There shall be the 3-faced messenger traversing through myriad doors, bearing tidings to you from hundreds of worlds. Anaxagoras the Foolish has enough knowledge to refute faith and to stir up a torrent capable of slaying gods. Go seek the priest who severs dawn from dusk, and let the sky become the slumbering cot from which she wakes. Make him roar, Maevix the Undying.
Who is that?
Bless the enemy's king with Crimnos' blood. Set her in motion, Cypher the fleet-footed. Command the frozen time to once again flow. And that servant of the Hand Shadow, the daughter of River Styx. If you grant her the right to embrace, then even frozen death will sleep peacefully at her fingertips.
She reminds me
You
of
will hear the
Sk-
sound of the ocean's abyss reverberating through the storm.
Wow, they're
You
just
will see
revealing
outlanders
every character.
from faraway realms visiting under the veil of gloom. until the journey's end, when the titans of old have all fallen, and the nameless new king ascends the throne alongside countless heroes to embark on the grand mission of deliverance. I gaze towards the distant future, where the sun shall etch the footprints of humanity. The children of humankind, known as the Chrysos As, shall pluck the god's core flames and once more uphold the world. The flame chase is a journey of constant loss, among which even life itself holds little value. Therefore we cast even ourselves into the flame, only to inscribe the opening stroke in the poem of creation.
Infinity? Curious.
Most heroes' journeys
Betul.
in the universe are just dice tosses they threw on a whim. Will your answer be any different, Amphoreus?
Okay, it's interesting.
Of course, this will be a romantic story like none that has come before.
Time loop.
You think so too, right?
Yeah. Just hold on. I'm just waiting for all this to end. Okay. So I'm just gonna. Okay. So this is the dumb idea I have about this. So I kind of had an idea that it was gonna be based on Greek mythology because the name of the word, the Amphoreus is probably very close to amphora, which is like those vases or vases that you have that depict mythology and things like that. And we know that the next path that we're gonna get for the Trailblazer is Remembrance. We also know that there's 3 paths that are related to this place, and we know that like what Mr. just said, there's probably a time loop, and we know that Akuvili hasn't been there. I think this place is not physically it doesn't physically exist. It might be just like a snippet of an event that happened between, a certain period of time, and that's why it has something to do with the remembrance. It might not be a physical place. It might just be an event that has that has been going round and round and round, and that's what remembrance has to do with it. And the fact that it's based on Greek mythology and all this might be like it's a story that has already been told. It's like it's part of history, and that's why Akuvili hasn't been there, because it's not a physical place. Yeah, it could be like a memory bubble, or it could be like a super hyper elaborate. What do you call that? Like a light code, like a crazy version of a light code.
Fine. Just treat it as if I lost my memory. Kind friends, could you please reintroduce this car to me?
Not to worry. Welcome, dear guest.
Okay, hold on.
To the
Let's get through the
Express
thing
Party
first.
Car.
Here, we have a spacious reception area, a cool-toned marble bar, and a nostalgic bartending robot. With the cosmos as a backdrop, sharing a drink with the express crew, or having some alone time next to the window, is guaranteed to invoke the most profound thoughts.
Dear guest, would you like a glass of the Trailblazer Special?
Whoa.
Can we mix our own drinks?
Wait. Where did those stairs go up to?
Following the stairs up would, of course, lead to the Trailblazers' room.
When did they get their own room? Besides, this room is such a mess.
Oh, we're gonna be able to
Obviously a
like
storage room.
Did
decorate
Marcus'
it, I guess.
amnesia get worse? This is also a room that's been there since completing the Trailblaze mission. The voyage continues.
Indeed. Even though there was no extra passenger cabin room for the Trailblazer, we would never mistreat our youngest member.
After the Trailblazer boarded the Express, the crew decided to give to them the second-floor storage room in the party car, Also, the largest room on the Express.
That's right, that's right. It was definitely not an oversight by the devs.
Definitely not an oversight by
Am
the
I
devs.
wrong? Or is the world wrong?
Alright, enough jokes. The Trailblazers room will finally be implemented in version 2.7. Thanks for waiting,
I'm getting it
everyone.
quite early.
I
Pretty
told
cool.
you this is a new feature. Well, now that I look at it, this room is pretty barren despite its size. There's not even a bed here. Is the Trailblazer gonna sleep in a cardboard box?
Of course not. In the version 2.7 event, Cosmic Home Decor Guide, the Trailblazer will renovate and furnish the barren storage room
Of
and
course.
make it a room of their own.
It's an event.
That sounds
If you don't do
super
the
fun.
event, you're just gonna sit in the storage
But
room.
renovating sounds pretty difficult. Where should we start?
Not to worry. The reliable conductor has already set up a zoning plan for the Trailblazer.
That's right. The Trailblazers room will be split into multiple zones, such as a bedroom and a bathroom. During the event, Trailblazers need to obtain furniture using express funds acquired through completing duties and fill up the empty room little by little.
Once complete, the Trailblazers suite will be truly luxurious, enough to rival the most opulent rooms in Penacony. But what are these duties you speak of?
Pom-Pom centrally manages all the resources on the Astral Express. If you want furniture, then you need to help the conductor do chores. Rewards come from hard work, and everyone needs to work together to maintain the Express.
That's true. We can't let Pom Pom do the sweeping on their own every day. So what exactly do we need to do?
Before each round of duties, the Trailblazer needs to put together a duty team and finish tasks
It's gonna be a
together.
bunch of
Different team
assignments or
compositions
something like
will
that.
trigger different combo effects to help do chores more efficiently.
Trailblazers can use action cards to effectively plan out actions on the schedule and obtain corresponding work contribution value and funds. Sometimes you'll trigger different random events as you work, or create wonderful memories with different passengers.
While we're on duty, can we slack off a little? Just a little?
Haha! The conductor anticipated that some of you would slack off. Pom-Pom will be holding irregular dinner meetings during the duty period to evaluate the work contribution of those on duty. The evaluation results will affect how much funds the Trailblazer will receive.
However, the Trailblazer can also use various tactics and meeting abilities during the meeting to get the best score possible.
So properly attending meetings can get Pom Pom to give us more pocket money. I'm so touched.
Hey! Pom-Pom heard that!
Well, the meeting's outcome was mostly based on the duties done. Besides,
I wonder how
once you've
long
got
this
enough
event is
express
gonna be.
funds, what follows is the exciting renovation segment.
Yep, if you work hard enough, you can get all the furniture you like.
I get such a feeling of accomplishment when I
Hello
see
there.
the area getting filled up
How are
little
you doing?
by little.
Also, once you've completed renovating the zones in the room, you can unlock the conductor's new outfit.
Have you seen the entire
Really?
2.7?
I can finally fulfill my wish of dressing up
Are you
Pom
summoning
Pom.
for Sunday?
What is the conductor going to do with you? Yes, Pom-Pom's coat room is on the party car's first floor. Trailblazer, feel free to give recommendations on the conductor's everyday
I'm
outfit.
curious whether this is gonna be on the
I
first
can't
half or the second
wait.
half.
Can we get a preview of the room? Just for reference?
Not a problem. Close your eyes and open them. Now the Trailblazer has returned to their own room.
Ooh, I'm so
It's a pretty big
tired after
room.
a whole day at
I'm pretty sure the rest of them have like much smaller
First
rooms.
thing to do after putting on some slippers and heading to my room is to have a lovely hot bath.
I'm probably gonna summon for
Which
Sunday.
bath salt should I use?
What's this red stuff?
I think it is a present left by Mr. Jiao Cho?
Ugh.
After finishing the bath, you can jump into the big comfy bed and enjoy some rest and relaxation.
It's a lot
You
of
can also
fanfare
have a
for a throwaway
wonderful time in
minigame.
the game room, full of top-notch
Yeah, I mean,
gaming content.
I wonder whether we're gonna continuously
Playing
able
games
to
here would be
decorate the
awesome.
room with
The
stuff,
display
but
area in the middle of the room will show the collectibles the Trailblazer has found on various worlds.
I guess it gives you like
Finding weapon for the current path.
you know, some
If you switch your path, the
personalization.
weapon shown will also change. There's also a tea room full of snacks.
I'm curious how much
drinks,
work you have to
and
put in
soul
to
glands.
get all these things.
If
It looks
this
like a lot of
was
stuff you have to
well
collect
place
and
to
shit.
visit.
So
Aw, what a cute cat burger. I feel like I could spend an entire day in such a comfy room.
Given that you have built this room through your own hard work, of course you'll like it.
But no matter how comfy your home is, don't forget to go outside once in a while. Cause there are other events in version 2.7 waiting for you.
Indeed. In the version 2.7 event Between the Frames,
we're gonna see Mr.
the
Rekka
Trailblazer
again.
will become Miss
Who's gonna
March's
bathe in chili
assistant
bathe in
photographer
chili oil?
and head outside to take pictures with
Wasn't
her.
there one of the
Fired up
what do you
March's
call that?
enthusiasm for photography
The
again.
Oh, look.
10 stone hearts, one of them was bathing in like blood or something. Yeah, probably that one is gonna bathe in chili oil.
Exhibition. Mr. Rekka has assigned various photography tasks with different themes. During the event, the Trailblazer
Photography.
and I will
I don't really like
photograph
photography
beautiful scenes
quests
together.
or events.
Finish these themed tasks.
The Trailblazer and Miss March also have a chance to obtain special items during the photography sessions. You might get surprising photos by using them.
What kind of special items are there?
For example, Sparkle's kaleidoscope?
I feel like we might see something super scary through Director Sparkle's lens.
The thing about this sort of thing, this sort of events, is that they come off unassuming, and then at the very end, you learn some piece of lore that explains something really important. So
Group photo together.
you end up having to do the whole thing if you wanna, you know, find the small
Now,
tidbits. of
there's
lore.
a Divergent Universe update we'd like to bring to you. For this update, we've added some curios and weighted curios, as well as equations and random occurrences.
That's right. In version 2.7, the save file from the Divergent Universe will also last longer. Instead of refreshing every Monday, the save file will now reset
Ooh.
whenever the Divergent Universe
That's good.
version update.
That
At least I
way,
can
the good
keep farming.
save files that you've worked hard to get can last for even longer.
Out of all the simulated
And you
universe,
can
I like the
use them to
Divergent one the
construct
most.
planar ornaments.
The most recent one with the
I
scepters
heard that in version 3.0,
is
there will be some way
so
to reach
bullet
the difficulty
spongy.
level faster in the Divergent Universe. So you can
Like
unlock
it's so
both the
annoying.
difficulty level
It takes
rewards
so long
faster.
just to clear one
Take your
thing.
time and not worry about how you're gonna grind for the rewards.
The
And your
Pure
scepters
Dimension
are doing like
model
millions
also
of damage and it's still not dying.
Trailblazers will be able to experience
Divergent is
the
so far the
brand
best for
new
me.
grid
But the
mechanics.
lore in the new one is very
Let me
interesting.
see. After the version 2.7 update,
More Jades in
different
SU.
stage effects for
I
each
sure hope
period
so.
will become
Because at this point I'm probably gonna be summoning for
Grid
for like
mechanics?
everything that's coming
That's
up.
right. Activate grit mechanics in each battle to rapidly accumulate
Unknowable
grit
domain is
value.
basically scepter check.
Once
Yeah,
you
if you
prepare
screw up
to
your
engage
scepter
certain
builds or whatever, by the
all
time you reach the end, the enemy is gonna be so
Enemy
bullet
faster.
spongy that
Apart from activating grit mechanics,
it becomes
defeating
just
enemies
annoying to
can
play.
also accumulate grit
Especially on
value.
higher difficulties, it just gets draggy
during
as hell.
Surging Grit,
I
the
personally
Trailblazer
still
can
like
also
Divergent
accumulate a
Universe
certain amount of
out of all the
resurging
simulated
time for
universe.
defeating enemy units. When Surging Grit ends and you return to Concordant Truce, the previously accumulated resurging
I don't know. I don't remember if they said it,
value,
but
helping you to save up for
is
the next
Fugue coming
Surging
out in the
Grit.
second half or the
So
first half?
it's like cash
I hope she
back
comes out in the
once
first
you
half so I can
spent
see
enough
how
money.
much of a buff.
After the update,
Um,
the enemy mechanics
Firefly
in Pure
gets with her.
Fiction will also have changes. Non-boss enemies will continuously refresh after they are defeated. Also, apart from directly damaging enemy bosses, you can also reduce the boss's
Sundays
health
first and
by
Fugue?
defeating
Okay.
non-boss enemies.
Which means I'm just gonna
Once
dump
you've
everything on
defeated the
Sunday
boss,
and then just
you can
regret that I don't have
instantly
anything
enter
for
the
Fugue
next
because then
wave.
3.0 is gonna
You
start
mean
and I'm gonna
you
need
can
summon
also kill
Herta.
mobs as soon as possible to defeat the boss?
I rated the
That's
Scepter SU
awesome.
as average in
Now
the
I won't
latest
have
survey.
to worry about having only the boss left on the
I don't know,
field to deal
it
with.
was like
Also, the new
gameplay wise,
non-boss
I felt it was
enemies
too
allow
bullet
us to trigger
spongy,
grit
but
mechanics faster
the
and
lore
surging
stuff
grit earlier.
is really
There are
interesting
also
because
some
I
hotly
think
anticipated quality of life
um,
changes coming. From version
it
2.7,
opens up a whole
the
lot of
highest quick
things
clear floor
as far
in the
as
Forgotten
what
Hall
the
will be adjusted from floor
major
7
story is gonna be
to
about.
9.
In other words, as long as one successfully clears the Forgotten Hall floor 9, one can obtain all rewards from the 9 floors at once?
Of course! Just like how you could
She is
get
more
7
support than a
floors worth of
debuff.
rewards by clearing floor 7. In version 2,
She's kind of like Gallagher, isn't she?
we'll
Like
also
she
be
kind of buffs.
reducing the size of the game client.
Do you think Polka's going to be playable?
Trailblazers reduce the amount of storage needed on their device. There will be an option to delete past resources.
It's tough
on
to
mobile
say
phones, so
because
you
I don't
can
know
use
if
the
we
audio
are ever
graphics
gonna
you've
get
already
any other
experienced
Genius
in
Society
Star
map. But
Space.
we do know that Screwlum is going to eventually be playable. Herta is playable, so it's not out of the
Last but not
question.
least, it's the new version content we are all familiar with. First,
The law was the best part. The gameplay, yeah, the law. I really want to talk about it, but I want this to finish first because I'm gonna go on like a 30-minute rant on a bunch of lore related to the unknowable universe and about Amphoreus or Ampho, whatever the place name
it's time
is.
for a short break. The program will resume in just a few moments.
Okay, so let me rant about that really quickly. So with Amphoreus, what I think it is, and there's a lot more to this, I'm gonna make a video and all that shit, but what I think it is that the reason why Akuvili hasn't been there, because it's literally, it doesn't exist in physical space. I think it's probably some super elaborate, you know, Memoria bubble or something like that. Or maybe like a, you know, planet-sized light cone, I don't know. But I think that that place is like a looping story that has, you know, that's the story has ended a long time ago. And when we visit it, we're just going to experience something that has been looping for a long time. That's why the Trailblazer that we're going to get is Remembrance. I have this weird feeling that because, and even like Amphoreus, right, is kind of just reminds me of, what's the word for
mentioned before,
the Greek vase with all the mythology on it?
The devs
Amphoria?
would like to use this special program
Is that what
to
it's called?
preview some important information about future versions. Firstly, we will be implementing a new path,
Okay, hold on.
the Path of Remembrance, and version 3.0. Some of the new friends the Trailblazer will meet at Amphoreus.
It will be Fuli's own memory bubble. Yeah, I think it's some version of a memory
What kind
bubble
of special
because
mechanics does this path have?
Characters walking the Path of Remembrance
Hold on.
have summons called Memo Sprites. Different Memo Sprites have various specialties and can take on different duties in battle. When fighting in the same team as those following the
Yeah,
Path of
and Amphora.
Remembrance, Memo Sprites will also become reliable on-field teammates fighting beside
Oh, I want that.
The flying cutie is shielded too.
I don't want this one.
Feels
Like give us a
Owl would be
raccoon.
very different after
Like
this.
that's the summon that we
The new
need.
path that the Trailblazer will unlock during version 3.0's trailblazing
We need a
expedition
raccoon with a
will be
baseball bat.
Remembrance.
That's what we need.
So that cutie just now is the Trailblazer's memo sprite?
Yep. Version 3.0 will also add trace materials for the Path
No,
of
I don't want something cutesy. Give me a raccoon that
Will
like
not be any
rolls
new
around in a
material
trash
on
can
the
with a
path
baseball bat.
anytime soon. We'll be sure to tell you in advance when there are new materials. And there's another piece of news.
Used
The
for
relic system
substats,
will also be
customized
updated in
synthesis.
version
Oh, they're gonna
3.0.
actually let you like
Trailblazers
customize the
currently
subsets now?
consume self-modeling
How's that work?
resins to set a relic's main stat. In version 3.0, you will be able to set a relic's main stat and subsidiary stats using specific items when synthesizing new pieces.
That's gonna save a lot of
Can
time.
you elaborate on that, Mr. Owl?
But we're probably just gonna get one, like the whole.
new item, wishful resin, on top of consuming self-modeling resin to simultaneously
Oh, you can
set
pick!
a relic's main and substats. You can also convert self-modeling resin into wishful resin.
Huh? Doesn't that mean the Trailblazer needs to save up their self-modeling resins?
How I wish we could get more wishful resin.
The exact details will be
I only
released
have
in
like
official announcements after
one of this
the
left
set.
because I just keep
Remember,
using it.
Save your self-modeling
Oh, I should have
resin
been saving
and
it.
plan how you want to use it after reading the announcement. In addition, version 3.0 also introduces a chance for you to redistribute a relic's subsidiary stats enhancements for fully enhanced gold rarity.
Wow,
relics
they're
only.
really,
These changes will be
you know,
explained in
letting
more
you
detail
have
in
a
the
lot
video.
of customization with the
As of
relic
now,
stuff. It's
please
still, I guess, a
enjoy
little
the
bit
epilogue
RNG-ish,
of
but
your Penaconian vacation to its fullest.
Oh, yay!
All right.
the question is how many of
That brings
those are we
us
gonna
to
get?
The end of this episode. It's time to say goodbye.
Wait, Mr. Albert! Pom Pom found something in the storage boxes when clearing out the room for the Trailblazer. It's something everyone will definitely be interested in.
What?
I'll go get it right now.
What? What is it?
Huh?
Bean soda, spring water, soul glad, trick snacks.
I just snack.
For wraps. Coming through. Tuck in your wings and tails.
Whoa, so many delicious snacks. Oh, thank you, conductor.
Oh, not these. Here, it's this one.
Oh, is that a 5-star selector ticket for
Oh, wow.
regular 5-star characters? After the version 2.7 update and until version 3.2 ends, Trailblazers can claim Gift of the Express and obtain one regular 5-star
I mean,
character of your choice.
like, for a new player, this is like a godsend.
So
Like,
good. So
but I thought we were gonna
Let us
get
thank
like
the
a
conductor for
free
their generosity.
limited
Just to
unit
clarify,
selector or something like that.
Found this ticket in the gift box. No one knows who put it there.
Looking back
Oh,
at our
I
journey
thought-
in Penacony,
For like 1
I
second,
feel
I
like
thought
only checked into the reverie
I was gonna
yesterday.
get like, oh,
But the
Sunday
trailblazing
Enfield,
expedition
but that's not
never
gonna happen.
ends. Old friends and new friends. Let's all set off together and keep fighting side by side.
Thank you, Trailblazers.
I might get
for your
Bronya.
unending
I'm at like
support
S3,
throughout
E3
this
Bronya
journey.
at this point.
And now, the version 2.7 special programming.
Why don't we take a group photo together, conductor?
Sure. Passengers, gather around.
Hold on. Let me do a pose.
That's for later.
3, 2, 1.
Venture!
At least I can finally pick up Himeko. Have you not had Himeko this whole time? Well, that's just unfortunate luck. Okay, now I can finally start ranting about some of the lore stuff. Because I want to talk about some of them. So I'm just gonna use this as a backdrop because why not? Okay, so here's what I kind of want to talk about. So with the new place, Amphoreus or something like that, whatever. Like I said, like the past few times, I think it's gonna be some giant Memoria thing, and the story has already ended. Everyone in it is like functionally dead, and it's just in this loop, and it might be something that has to do with finality and what happens when finality doesn't reach a place. So I and there's a lot of hints to that. One is the fact that it's like a Greek theme, and you know, which is historical or whatever. But also like an amphora often depicts something in the past, like mythology or like an epic or a story or something. So I kind of have this feeling that the planet or whatever it is that we're going to is a snippet of what's happening there. So that's why you saw that infinity thing. It's just a loop that has been going on and on and on and on. And when we get there, we're gonna think that it's, you know, everybody's still alive, but it turns out they're not. And will you make a video explaining the character groups? Which character groups? Do you mean the one in the trailer? I'm probably gonna make one about Amphoreus. Actually, that's kind of what I'm talking about right now. So anyways, so I think that's why the first the Trailblazer that we're gonna get is Remembrance, and we know that there's three what do you call that? There's the three god damn it, what's the three eons that are fighting over that place, and we know one of them is the Remembrance, right? We don't know what the other two is. And so in relation to like the Titan of Greek mythology, I also think that the Titans is a reference to the eons, because the way that they mention there are three looking at this, three looking at that, like I think each of them are grouped in specific ways. So I really think that Amphoria is going to be something related that it doesn't actually exist. That's why that's why Akuvili has never been there. It's just, it's a snippet of history that has been looping over and over, and that's why we are gonna have something to do with Remembrance. So I'm gonna make a video about that. So that's one thing. The second thing is, I want to talk about the unknowable domain because I have a video coming out tomorrow, and I think the lore revealed in unknowable domain is really important because I think that in that in the story, it explains why every eon there are like sides to every eon, and it explains the looping universe. It explains all these different theories, why Aha might like Akuvili, why Akuvili might actually have been hush killed off, and why in the third one Herta might be there. So I have a video about that coming out, and it starts off like really crazy, but it like just if you're gonna watch it like tomorrow, just watch all the way to the end. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm really trying not to spoil it. It's either really dumb or it might make sense for some of you. And the other thing I noticed is that Herta is going around with the giant key. So is Herta a keyblader? I don't know. It might be. I just hope that her kit stays exactly the same. It's just that now she just spins around with the giant key. That's what we need from Herta. The pink-haired girls remind for Alicia. The fact they keep showing Herta again and again, I hope her kit is actually universal, unlike Jade. I don't know about her kit because she's like erudition, right? I'm sure she has to power creep her own 4-star puppet in some way. But again, like with that video I was talking about, I think that Herta, the war that Herta mentions at the very also spoilers at the end of the unknowable universe, I think is very much related to there's basically two sides to the eons. There's the side that wants to consistently maintain a fixed story, and then there's the side that doesn't. And if you look at like what Ho-Oh and Equilibrium is doing, what Klipoth is doing, what Noose has been revealed to be doing, all of them seem to be wanting a very specific universe. And the others, like Akuvili, Aha, and all these other ones, want a chaotic universe. So I don't know whether that's true, but it's a really dumb idea that I'm posting it tomorrow, so just have a look at that. She may be interfering with herself for her goal with that memory bubble. I think after the unknowable domain, because at the very end of that, Herta is the one that kind of talks about the true war. And I think she reached the same conclusions when she realized what Polka Kakamon is doing. Because, if you didn't know, Polka Kakamon's goal is to basically ensure that the universe moves in the direction that Noose's calculations have figured out. So Noose somehow has found the perfect model of the universe, and that's what they're trying to do. Whereas Herta wants to just expand knowledge, and the expansion of that knowledge causes the universe to diverge into different paths or different futures. So the war that she's talking about could very well be the war between all these different eons that want order and want chaos. And if you think about like some of, Aha's own law and stuff like that, it kind of makes sense. So I think that's why Herta is now coming into the story. And when we go to Amphoreus or whatever the name of that planet is, I think we're going to realize that Amphoreus is a snippet of what the universe is. It's a recurring loop. And what happens when we don't go into finality? Because everything has to end, right? And if everything just keeps looping over and over, then yeah. So that's the dumb idea that I have. And I know it's just, I'm going into like a full rant right now. And you say like maybe fully and Nanook rule over those part of the memory, and Equilibrium maybe maintaining it. Yeah, even Equilibrium, like I did a really super long video with Equilibrium. And if you read the stuff about Equilibrium, everything they talk about isn't about balance. It isn't about equilibrium. It's about control and surveillance. So it does seem like Ho-Oh and the people who follow Equilibrium, especially the arbitrators, they want to maintain that status quo. They don't really care about, balance or anything like that. And I think it ties a lot with how each individual has like a predefined fate. and how Fu Xuan, against, all the odds, has never been able to break away from fate. She's met with news, she's done all these things, and she has always been stuck. So I think that right now, there's a group of Eons that have maintained this order. Nus is the most recent one to realize this, and Kakamon has been kind of facilitating Nus's own goals. And I think that us as trailblazers, or the trailblazer, was created specifically to just upend this whole thing, to just remove this fixed universe thing. Because weirdly enough, the person who created the trailblazer is Elio, whose title is Destiny Slave. And, it sounds like they are aware that they are stuck with the destiny, and maybe that's why they created it. So again, I'm going off in crazy tangents here, but the gist of it is, I think that we are starting to get into the part of the story that is looking at the major story. Like right now, we have been going to planets and dealing with what's happening on the planets, like all this, I wouldn't say background, but issues that are specific to all these planets. But I think that with 3.0 and moving forward, we are going to start going into the major story, like the big overarching thing that is happening in Star Rail. Like, why all these things? What are the Eons for? I think that's where we start going into it. And I'll be honest with you, I thought I was getting kind of bored with Star Rail, but with all these reveals, I'm just super excited for the lore. I really want to do even more theories now. So yeah. The fact there's like 10 characters means the version's gonna last a while, which also means the story's gonna go very, very deep. Yeah, I think that, again, I don't have this all structured in my head, so I'm just kind of throwing everything out there. But I think that with 3.0, it's really just gonna start opening up the story to be like, to include the wider cosmos. We're gonna start looking at what all these Eons have actually been doing, what has been happening to Akavili. And I talk about that in that video that's coming out tomorrow, but again, self-plug, whatever. But I still think that this is gonna be the start of all that crazy stuff, all the way until we reach that, whatever the climax of the story is. Because right now, it still feels a bit disconnected on what exactly is the main story here, right? Like, we know there is, the whole Stellaron Hunter stuff. We know that eventually we're gonna have to fight Nanook, and we're gonna do all these things. But it's never been out, or maybe I'm kind of missing the point, but it's never been clear what exactly the overarching story has been. And the Eons and the paths have always been this big mystery. So I think this is the start of all that. And I will be making a video to answer the question just now. I will be making a video about Amphoreus. I really, really like Greek mythology, so I'm going to talk a lot about that all the way until it's actually released. Going to have a lot of theories about that. And I'm probably going to do a little bit more on like who all these characters are, but it might be too early. And I heard that there are some leaks about, and if nobody wants to know leaks, then just, close your ears. But I heard there's something to do with Sampo coming out sometime soon. I don't know whether it's in 2.7 or it's second half of 2.7 or it's going to be early 3.0. But the Masked Fools have always been my favorite faction, so I'm kind of curious to explore that as well. So I'm going to stop the rambling because I'm going to just go on and on and on. So the whole idea for today was really just to see the special event. I was really hoping for some lore, but this is way more than I expected, and pretty excited. I'm also going to be summoning for Sunday when he gets released. Probably will stream that. I know I don't stream super often, but I'm probably going to do it for Sunday. Just, I don't know, I like his design. What do you want to do? I don't think I have a team for him anyways. Probably Fugue is going to be better since I have Firefly, but I think Sunday is going to be one of those characters that is going to be good moving forward because he is a summon buffer. And I think they're introducing him now because everything in 3.0 is going to be summon based. I'm pretty sure that, like, what's the name of that other character? The one that looks literally like a Valkyrie. This one, I mean, like, she's a summon character, right? So, but Sampo has separated himself from fools and focusing on his thing. Yeah, but like, I think he's coming back. I don't know that for sure, but he did recently retrieve his mask, and I'm curious whether that has something to do with whatever is coming. Because, okay, I know this is sounding like self-advertisement at this point, but in the video tomorrow that I was talking about, one of the things that I mentioned is Aha and Akavili might actually be on the same side. Even though there's all these things about how, Aha tried to blow up Akavili and all that stuff, but they might very well be on the same side. And that might be reflected with Sampo and the Trailblazers relationship. And, they're like super buddy and all this kind of thing. They might literally just be mirrors of their eons, right? Because there's a lot of ideas how the Trailblazer is kind of thought to be the next Akavili, and Sampo is, very much suspected to be almost Aha. I mean, I know Sparkle's there, blah, blah, blah. But they seem to be like really close. And I have this really weird feeling that while we are told that Akavili and Aha have this really toxic and chaotic relationship, I think in truth, they were on the same side. Because again, the whole idea with the video is that there's a side of the eons, like all these 3 or 4 eons, they don't want a knowledge singularity because they want the universe to be a certain way. And then there are eons that want people to go beyond what you currently know, move against your destiny kind of thing. So Aha and Akavili are exactly those kinds of eons. Aha was like, literally telling people just do whatever you want. And Akavili is connecting all these different worlds, and their main goal was to find the edge of the universe. So, and isn't it like such a weird coincidence that both Aha and Akavili are both said to be eons closest to mortals? There's like, what, 15 eons? And these 2 are the ones closest to mortals? So, I don't know. It's just this idea I can't get out of my head, but I think that they are both on the same side. They want humanity to have their own path and find out their own destinies. Even if that leads them to finality, that's fine, because then they have the freedom to do so. Whereas those other eons, like Ho-Oh and Noose and even, what's that person? Klipoth, what they want is a fixed universe. So because it's in line with whatever they, with their path. They want it to be the same. So that's, I think, the war that Herta kind of mentions at the end. And what we're going to see moving forward, and why Herta is coming in now of all times, is because 3.0 is going to be the start or the introduction to that whole thing, that giant war. But Aha just wants that for fun. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, that's what we're told. And again, I'm clearly overthinking this, but the simple answer is it could just be Aha just wants to do random shit, and that's what they've always done. Or there might be something more to this. I don't know. I like to overthink things. So I'm thinking like Aha is just using fun and laughter and all this as a way to inspire people to go and explore, things that they want to do, rather than be constrained to what their destiny tells them to do. So that's kind of where that idea comes from. And I am really curious with what the whole story, like there's all the titans and stuff that was mentioned just now. I'm gonna need to watch that again because I think there's a lot of details there. I think they even specifically grouped the eons for us, but they only spoke about 12, and we know there's about 15. So they might be, indirectly confirming that there's some who have kind of died, like Tezeron, for example, or Akavili. So yeah, that's the end of my rant. just keep an eye out for the video coming out tomorrow. And I'm probably going to end it here because I'm just going to keep talking about all this thing, because once I see all this stuff, it's just going to keep coming back. Yeah. So if anybody's summoning for Sunday or Fugue, then all the best to you guys. I will probably stream my own summoning because my luck is shit and I never get the character I want on stream. So it'll be pretty funny to see. And all the way up to 3.0, I'm probably going to do a whole bunch of other videos. So I'll end the stream here, and hopefully I get around to doing some of those videos, and I'll see you guys around. You know, have fun in 2.7. Good luck for your summons, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.